Unfortunately, some mothers, what do they want? Even in the Muslim lands, take them to American school, take them to, I don't know, Canadian, British. They have to learn English. They have to learn this. They have to learn only dunya. Not just that. Actually, what I found catastrophical after getting involved in da'wah and after receiving messages and questions and so on, that there are so many sisters that are being forced by their mothers, go to mixed places and study and work in mixed places and take off the hijab and do this and do that. Look, for the women, imagine, and also for their boys, they're only thinking about what? I want him to go to a private school. Subhanallah. What did the mother of Anas ibn Malik do? She took him to serve the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Take him as a servant to the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Allahu Akbar. Not the dunya, the hereafter. And the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam made dua for him, by the way. And he lived for a long time. And he had many children. A great number of children. Because the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam made dua for him. So the barakah of the dua of the Messenger. Subhanallah. Therefore, nowadays, I keep on giving this advice. Look out for your children. Looking out for your children doesn't mean that he becomes a doctor or an engineer or this or that. He becomes a alim. He becomes a student of knowledge. He becomes someone who goes to the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who goes to the Quran and the sunnah of the Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam by the understanding of the salaf of this ummah. Subhanallah. We see so many people that we want them in the most prestigious of universities. We want them, doctor. We want them. Why don't we get the people that come? We want them to be a shaykh. We want them to be like Imam Ibn Baz. We want them to be like Ibn Uthaymeen. We want him a teacher in the masjid of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Have you ever heard this? Have you ever heard this? Wallahi, what we hear is that the son is fighting with his parents. Why? Because he wants to go to the Islamic university, or he got accepted in one of the Islamic universities, and now he's fighting with his parents because his parents, they want what? They want the dunya for him. They want the dunya. If you are a parent and you're listening to me, search deep down. Are you one of these people that if you saw your son with a girl fornicating or doing whatever, he's young, he's what? But if he wants to go to an Islamic university, or wants to become a alim, or wants to become a sheikh or a student of knowledge, or even whatever it is that his aim is, he wants to go all the way until he has a PhD and teaches the deen of Allah Azza wa Jal in the university. You are the one who stands in his way and you're fighting with him. And some people, they will throw them out of the house. They will cut their beards. You are not my son. You're no longer my son. I'm not going to talk to you. Why? He's doing drugs. He's fornicating. He's drinking alcohol. He's at bars and parties in the middle of the night. No. If he did these things, they would say he's young. He's, they wouldn't bat an eye for it. La. He wants to turn to Allah and learn the deen of Allah in a university and becomes a da'iyah to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He wants to be an inheritor of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And what are you doing? We understand that there are shayateen from the jinn that stand in people's way and start to give them waswas. And now you have become a shaitan from mankind, from ins, from people. And you're doing what? You are fighting against your son. You are fighting against your brother. Why? Because he is seeking the inheritance of the prophets. He wants to be a follower. He's looking out for his real life. He's looking out for his real future. Some of the parents, they say, your future. How do you know he's going to live another day? How do you talk about the future? Do you know that he will live for 2, 3 years, 4 years to come, or he's even going to graduate? Ya subhanallah. Last week, a dear brother of ours got buried. They buried him, died at the age of 21. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have mercy on him. Who told you to talk about the future? You want to talk about the real future? It is your deeds. Once you are in that hole alone, here is your future. Here is your forever. Here is your true life. Not the fleeting one that you will pass. You don't know, you're going to spend 20 years, 30 years, 50 years, 60 years, and then you will depart from this life. But the real life starts when? Once you are buried, ya akhwa. Therefore, I tell parents and brothers and sisters and everything and everybody, I say, ya akhwa, Encourage your kids to be ulama. Encourage your kids to be ulama and students of knowledge and mashayikh. If we're talking about ulama, scholar, yani allama, we can count them with one hand or two hands. Yani this is what we say in Arabic. Yani you can count them with your fingers. You can count them with your fingers, the ulama. But if you wanted a doctor, how many thousands of doctors can you find? I'm not saying hundreds. You want an ENT doctor, you'll find thousands of doctors. Yes, doctors are necessary. Yes, doctors are needed, and engineers, and. Fine. But what about the ulama? Whenever we talk somebody like this, but we need engineers, but we need lawyers, but we need doctors, what we need. You need worldly dunya. Why don't you say we need ulama as well? Why does this never come out of your mouth? We need ulama. They are the least out of the Muslims. The very least are the ulama. So we are in dire need for the ulama. Therefore, ya akhwa, make this your ambition. Make this your ambition. And this is mine, wallah. That's it. When we get kids, they're for the sake of Allah Azza wa Jal. The kids that we have for the sake of Allah, we want them to be ulama. We want them to be ulama, the ulama of this ummah. Inshallah Azza wa Jal. Na'am.